It never ceases to amaze me how people react when anybody dares to contradict the narrative, especially immigration. I received this comment on my YouTube channel from somebody who was offended by my video about immigration. It was from a lady called Celia, and this is what she had to say. Hadn't realised what your attitude was. Suppose a wannabe amateur politician might feel there was room on the podium now Nigel and Tommy have imploded. What a disappointment. Well, thank you, first of all, for your comment, Celia. Always welcome. I am happy for people to disagree with me. Next, I would disagree with what you said because I am of the opinion that Nigel and Tommy are more popular than ever, to the point worryingly so, especially Tommy, because despite the narrative, people in this country are sick to death of being forcibly overrun. And I don't care what those who are banging the drum of the narrative may say over the last decade or two. It is literally millions who have come to this country. Now, you may very well be in a position to move to a quaint little village. Perhaps you live next door to Gary Lineker, or maybe you live in one of the swathes of the country that is basically unaffected by immigration. Maybe your children go to a public school and they're not coming home speaking a different language. Maybe you're not struggling to have access to a GP, to a dentist, and any number of other vital services that so many people are struggling to gain access to because of the sheer numbers. When Tony Blair opened the gates in 2004, he need not have done that. He did have the option to have a staged opening of those gates so that the country could acclimatise. But Tony Blair was very, very smart. As I said before, the first major change in law implemented by Blair's government after they were voted in 1997 was to abolish hanging for the offence of treason. I wonder why. And he arrogantly and unilaterally opened the floodgates, and it's not the fault of the people who came here. Why wouldn't they come? But this country was in no way prepared for an influx of millions of people, and since then it has grown and grown and grown, and this country just cannot cope with it. Indeed, the entire continent of Europe cannot cope with it. And despite the narrative of the Europhiles, Germany, France are beginning to enforce borders. They are breaking their own rules. Italy is sat there with 18,000 illegal immigrants on the island of Lampedusa, and Germany and France will not take their quota, a quota that they actually put together themselves. It is all about to go badly wrong. Indeed, Germany is actually taking steps every week, not only to prevent people coming into Germany, but also to deport people who are there. How many can the continent take? There are things that need to be said, and somebody needs to say them. It's not a popularity competition. People perhaps don't want to hear the truth. Or more realistically, it could be a case of cognitive dissonance on a grand scale. People saying what they think they should say when deep down they feel something completely different. Deep down in their gut they know that something needs to be done, but they are too gutless or too much of a hypocrite to actually stand up and say, I disagree with this. Would you like somebody to represent you who is more concerned about looking good on the world stage and pleasing their friends than to be rolling their sleeves up and fighting for their constituency, for their country, for the entire continent of Europe? I'll let you decide on the answer for that one. But one thing I know for certain is that I welcome people who criticise any reference to immigration, because I want to see who these people are, what their argument is, and why they have such an agenda to destroy their own country, their own continent. What is it that has implanted such cultural, social and racial shame in these people that they are actively seeking to destroy their own society by themselves? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Thank you very much. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye for now.